Hello everyone, my name is Artemis Black, and this is a short video for those of you who have decided to follow my YouTube channel. I was about to say new YouTube channel, and then I realized part of the reason I'm making this video is that it's August, and that means the YouTube channel's been there for 7 months or so since we've been using it now, and for the last couple of months it's slowed down. And I've fielded some questions from it. You putting up some more videos, etc. And yes, the answer is yes. I am grateful for everyone who follows along enough that they miss when I put out videos. That's delightful. That's exactly what we wanted when we started such a video. Such a video, such a channel. But the truth is, it's sort of twofold. The first part is I've been sick. I do get sick, on and off. If you've seen the intro video on the front of the channel, which does exist, there's a front page of the channel on YouTube, and it has a video on it. I have no idea how many people even see that. You'll know I am permanently ill. That does not mean terminally ill. People get them mixed up. Terminally ill means you have an expiry date, and let's just say that I am past my best by date. Let's go with that. Sometimes my condition flares up, and it has done a bit in the last couple of months. Very much exacerbated by a heat wave for the last couple of months in the UK. My condition does not deal with heat well at all. I am hoping that this will be helped. I have upcoming this month, in fact, start to another round of specialist appointments and operations, and hopefully that will help. If it helps a lot, the tabletop world is going to have to put up with me. But even when I'm ill, I can usually muster up some enthusiasm to do something on the channel. And I've tried, I keep trying to get back into the casting. We are woefully behind on some of the competitions. They've finished, and I'm only on the quarterfinals. Um, but I've been in a pretty bad downswing on Blood Bowl in general. So I thought I'd make a quick video to explain um, why I've been, as it says there, disillusioned, especially with competitive Blood Bowl. So firstly, I should completely acknowledge, right, that I'm in a tiny minority for Blood Bowl in general. Most players, a vast majority of players, both tabletop and online, play Blood Bowl casually. They play it because they enjoy the game, they play it for fun. I don't. I know that sounds a bit weird, and especially because I'm a lover of hyperbole, and you'll hear me say like I hate Blood Bowl or whatever when I'm like I'm having a bit of a rant. Um, I don't, obviously. I'm exaggerating for effect. But when talking seriously, I do explain that I very much enjoy parts of Blood Bowl and very much don't enjoy other parts of Blood Bowl. I love the part, even when playing, right? It's split. I play Blood Bowl competitively. Um, I enjoy talking about the puzzles in Blood Bowl. That's why I enjoy casting. I enjoy teaching Blood Bowl just because I enjoy teaching in general. But I dislike rolling dice. Everyone should dislike rolling dice, but they don't. It's mostly me. Um, and for some reason, these last couple of months, the dislike parts have come to the fore more than anything else. So because I play competitively, and I don't mean I am competitive, but I mean I only play really Blood Bowl competitively. I'm only interested in the parts of Blood Bowl where I am playing other human beings, and there is a reason for that game outside of the joy of the game. I want to win a cup. I want to top a league. I want to beat a record. I want to achieve a statistic or some kind of, accomplishment. Like that's why I play Blood Bowl. That's why that's the part of Blood Bowl that I enjoy playing. Um, if you've wandered over to my Twitch channel and scroll down, you will see the self-deprecatingly, that's hard to say, self-deprecatingly, yeah, I think it's right, named brag board, right, where I just list like a load of my achievements in Blood Bowl. Like it's called brag board on purpose because it's a little bit lame, but also it's the reason why I managed to get through Blood Bowl. If I didn't have these competitive elements, I wouldn't be playing Blood Bowl anymore. um I don't play it just for the fun. If I was going to play something for fun, and anyone who's followed my Twitch the last month or two will realize that I play games that have a more active fun element. I play things like Call of Duty. I spam Call of Duty when I'm not into Blood Bowl. And as you can tell from that photo, I am too old to play Call of Duty. I'm not one of the best Call of Duty players in the world like I am with Blood Bowl, and I don't care because it's actively fun for me. Um, and I would do that with Blood Bowl if there was some kind of way to do it. Like I'm fairly easy to please in the Blood Bowl department, despite my, reputation. I just want something to matter when I'm playing a game. I want it to matter whether I win or lose. I want it to matter whether something dies. I want it to matter uh, the next game and the game after that and the game after that. I want it to matter for me and I want it to matter for my opponent. Because obviously, if it doesn't matter for them, the game is very different. So it sucked that at every turn I've been disappointed with what's happened in the world of competitive Blood Bowl. Like the Blood Bowl 3 especially has been atrocious for the competitive environment. Ignoring the fact that I don't trust the client itself. People who ask, I'm not making a video on it. Like, it's pointless. I don't trust the client. You'll have to take it as read. But outside of that, the competitive environment there has been so bad that I basically haven't participated in it in like 2 years. I played Blood Bowl 2 for 5 years, and I was one of, if not the most competitive people on that client. There were statistics to follow. Third-party bots were needed to follow those statistics, but they existed. And things mattered. But on Blood Bowl 3, I haven't even played competitively in 2 years. I've played the odd cup. I've participated in the odd thing. I won the Morg Cup to get back into the World Cup environment, but it's just pointless. To me, the ladder on Blood Bowl 3 should be the most competitive and prestigious thing in the world of Blood Bowl to top. Because it has the most coaches, 10,000 coaches when it's not in, standby mode like it is at the moment. When it was having active rollover seasons, 10,000 coaches played in that. And yeah, okay, 5,000 of them played like 5 games and then left. But that still leaves 5,000 coaches. Like, that's an insane amount of people to be playing in one competition. Of course it should be the best. But it's just not. The entire world can play on Blood Bowl 3. You can play the best Russian coaches, the best Australian coaches, the best American coaches, all one of them. The best South African coaches. It's not like tabletop where it's just restricted to car distance. Fumble is restricted to its low player base. This should be the primary thing in all of Blood Bowl, and it's absolute garbage. It is just a grind fest. Every single version of ladder has just benefited people who can string 2 dice blocks together and don't have a real life. I don't want to play 100 games of Blood Bowl to beat a 50% coach who's taken a month off work. That's not competitive. So that's killed me, and ladder has fed 2 cups, and those cups feed Super League, making the cups and Super League less than. It's the poisonous root that kills everything else above it. And it matters doubly to me because I try to cast those games. I try to cast the cup. I try to cast Super League to use for my community to get better at Blood Bowl. You don't want to cast random ladder games of people who bought the game last week. You want to cast supposedly the best players, the top players. And unfortunately, that's not the case. Like, I already have a terrible reputation for just thinking everyone is bad, which is not true. Most people are bad, which is obvious, as most people are bad in almost all games that require a level of skill. That shouldn't be a controversial opinion. What bothers me is that the level of competition at the level I am casting is lower than it should be for multiple reasons. Like, mistakes are good for Penguin Academy, but doing everything wrong is not good for Penguin Academy. We can't learn from that. Like, you can't learn from, it's hard to learn from perfection, but it's also hard to learn from garbage. Ideally, the best games to learn from are games where people make mistakes that you can see the difference between what they should have done and what they did, because that's the mistake they made in the last couple of turns. Not where I'm constantly pointing out that every single thing they do in most turns is wrong. That is just a white wall of like misery that hits everyone, including the people trying to watch and learn. Arena is better, but not much. The problem with Arena is there's literally no reason to play another game of Arena once you've completed Arena, which is 7 games, the majority of which will have your opponent concede to you in the first half. So, 3 games. Once you've played those 3 difficult games and won them and completed your Arena run and qualified for the Arena Cup, see you in 3 months. There's no reason to play another game. There's no statistics, there's no Hall of Fame, there's no ladder, there's nothing to unlock. There's nothing. There's literally no reason at all to play another game. The Arena rules do not resemble any tabletop rules. So it's not even practice for tabletop. It's just the most generic Blood Bowl practice, which you can do anyway and anything. And of course, on top of both of those things, Blood Bowl 3 is still stuck in second season rules. It's going to be over a year out of date soon. We've got another 3 months at least coming of second season rules. It's not even complete second season rules, by the way. It's still missing snotlings, ogres, gnomes, star players. It's not even second season rules. It doesn't have the right rules for conceding. You don't get like touchdowns, etc. It's a mess. The game has been out 3 years and it's somehow both not finished and continuing without being finished. And before it's finished, we'll get another game. At some point, all of this just landed on me and I just couldn't stomach like more Blood Bowl for a bit. And you might think, hey, Fumble exists. And obviously Fumble is considerably better. Immediately, within 3 months, got the new rules up and running. Has an active competition. Unfortunately, because of my downness on Blood Bowl in general, it led to me being more down on some of the smaller things that are wrong with Fumble. With the 3rd season update, came a lot of new coaches. And a lot of new coaches means a lot of new bad players. Compared to, the people trying to win things like Black Box Trophy. Not their fault. Nothing Fumble can do. Nothing the coaches can do. Obviously, they need practice. They need to do something. They want to play Blood Bowl. This is not a diss on anyone involved. It's just how it works. So the competition this season, as much as I was all over it and wanted to be in it, I quickly realized that it was going to be a competition about who gets diced the least, because almost every game should be a win for good players because there's so many bad players. Normally, that's not the case on Fumble, a big influx of players. Far, far more people played in Black Box Trophy than normal this season. Far, far more teams were made and played actively. So that kind of messed that up. And just, normally that wouldn't be enough. If I wasn't so down on Blood Bowl, maybe that wouldn't have like affected me so much, but I really just wasn't into it. I tried to watch, I tried to follow along, and just every time I found myself saying the same things. It's like, oh, this is the like players who are usually like 65% coaches are 70 odd percent coaches getting like 13-1-1 runs. And you look at their opponents and it's like, oh, okay, that's why. I went 12-0-0 with Orcs. That's not even normal for me. It's still the best competition out there. It started again today when I'm making this thing, and I will be playing it. So don't let that put you off. Like there's nothing anyone can do about it, right? That is absolutely the best competition to play in Blood Bowl right now. So go nuts. But all of this has led to me not playing as much Blood Bowl, not casting as much Blood Bowl, so having no impetus to make Blood Bowl videos, which, explains the gap. I've been playing Call of Duty a lot. I've been in a movie club a lot. And, that's led me to here where I've realized, hey, there's been like a pretty much dearth of videos on this channel, and people have come and supported this channel, so I thought you kind of deserved an explanation for the gap. It is a temporary gap. I am back, and if it ever happens again, I'll talk about it in a minute. I don't want to abandon the community that I've made. I don't want to leave Blood Bowl. I still love helping people get better at Blood Bowl. I've just restarted my coaching list, so people are now getting coaching videos and coaching sessions with me again, which is, if that stops, I'm not okay, because that's the part of Blood Bowl I love the most. I love it so much that okay, I was about to sound like I was marketing myself. I was going to say I love it so much that I'm cheaper than everyone else, despite being the most invested, because I don't really want. I just want to do it, right. I'm not stupid enough to do it for free, but I'm quite cheap because I love it so much, and it keeps me interested in Blood Bowl. People accidentally taking advantage of my one thing that keeps me ticking along in Blood Bowl. But ignore that part. It's not meant to be that. I'll actually make a video about my coaching, by the way. So I'm not an idiot. I'm going to market myself, but this wasn't that. And I didn't want I didn't want to just do these fluff videos like the tier lists and things like that, because they all come from a negative standpoint. If I'm down on Blood Bowl, everything starts negative, and I don't like that. Despite, again, the loons on Reddit or whatever who just say that everything is like negative for clicks, like I make money from YouTube. So I waited until I was feeling a little bit better. I've made an effort to get out from under the dark cloud recently, rejoin some Blood Bowl, and even the fact that, like, I lost some games on Blood Bowl 3 to utter nonsense. I even recorded a game where I played someone who quite clearly has never, like, has no clue what they were doing Blood Bowl wise. Must have bought the game this week. And I won, like, because obviously the disparity in skill there, no amount of dice could destroy. But it was so difficult because of my crazy dice. And that, when I got through that game and it didn't send me back into a spiral, I knew I could start making videos again, right? If I can go through a Blood Bowl 3 game that just makes me totally, like, convinced of my distrust of that client without immediately spiraling into I'm not doing Blood Bowl again for a month, I know that I'm feeling better about the whole thing. So I've restarted all my efforts again. As I said, I've restarted my coaching. We've started doing videos. I put out another quick look video earlier about Black Box Trophy Season 18 and my look at the rules and races I'm going to play in that. I have on stream organized my upcoming videos. I use on stream because my ADHD, I use body doubling for that. So those videos are starting again this month, all of them. The Penguin Academy will be starting this month, finally. I keep putting it off because you never know. Warhammer Blood Bowl might have appeared. We're waiting for the Slytherin announcement. I guess I should make a video on the Slytherin announcement, weeks later after 2 weeks later it's going to be. But nothing else has come out from Slytherin. You never know. You might have had some extra stuff come out. So I'll probably make a video on that tomorrow. Because, there wasn't any rush. As you'll see from the video, not a lot happened in that. I'll be doing more bubblegum content for those who just want something in the background on second monitor. There'll be tier lists and listicles and things like that. And some longer form videos that will go into, similar to the how to make a competitive ladder video, right? Basically try and open letters to Slytherin. Hey, please listen. Please make the competitive environment less shit. Have a word with Cyanide, right? Cyanide don't actually care. That's the most annoying part. Cyanide don't give a crap. Why they're so stubborn about it, I have no idea. They don't care. All Cyanide now care about because they're not even the publisher. They're not getting the money from anything. They're just the getting paid for the coding or whatever. They don't care. So just tell them to do something competitive. Maybe we can have a small influence. You know, maybe people with more influence will watch this video, agree with me, and go and speak in the VIP channel or whatever. Unfortunately, the VIP channel, from all accounts, is a nightmare. It's as bad as the Blood Bowl 3 Discord. It's just, you know, the loudest voices are not exactly the most useful voices. But anyway, all of that ranting, it's been 20 minutes now. I am back. There will be more videos. We will be back to a normal schedule. I'll be uploading cast videos every day that I remember. But most days, let's go with that, just so I don't break a promise. Most days, and in between will be all of these other videos that we used to do and new ones. So thank you for sticking around, and I will... Oh, wait, I shouldn't say I will see you next time. What I should say is, hey, this still exists. I do still stream. Admittedly, a good 50% or more of my streams have been Call of Duty. That is going to cut back. Now I'm back to Blood Bowl. We'll be doing Fumble streams more often because Black Box Trophy 18 just started. So if you can stomach watching little sprites just for the good Blood Bowl, come and watch those. I am playing some competitive Blood Bowl on Blood Bowl 3, despite all of the things that I said about it, just because otherwise people will stop watching. And obviously the casting of these last games will happen on Twitch on Blood Bowl 3. So come join us at the Twitch channel. Come say hello. Just come and say, hey, I do watch your YouTube videos. I don't watch Twitch. Thanks for the content. I get that every now and again, and it brightens up my day. Thank you very much, everyone who's done that. And I will see you next time.